Hello everyone, in this video I'm gonna show you how to build a geodesic dome of 12 meter diameter and 6 meter 30 height with easy metal connectors which you can produce on yourself anywhere. There are 6 or 5 essential steps which you need to follow to build a geodome like this. So the first step, you go on a website to calculate your dome. There you choose your frequency and you just enter the numbers of the diameter of your dome, and it will give you all the different strut lengths. As well, you have to choose the strength of your material. For this dome, it's the wood beams, they're all unstraight and turned and so on. They are 7 to 8 centimeters, and the metal pieces are 14 millimeters and flattened on the end like this. So you have chosen your size of your dome. Now you can do the second step and you can cut your wood. You have to take in account that the metal connectors, they stick out on each end of the wood like this. So on each end on this dome, I let them stick out 7 centimeters and be around 9 centimeters into the wood. So we have 7 centimeters on each side. So that gives 14 centimeters. So imagine if you have a strut which should be 1 meter 44, you discount 14 centimeters. So you need on the end to cut the wood to 1 meter 30. So you make at the best you make a list on which you write down each size of your wood. You cut them, you sand them, and on this dome I use the product, anti-bug product, because we are in Mali and I don't want that he gets eaten from any termites. And on the end I varnish it too. Then the metal connectors. I use reinforcing irons, as I showed you before, like this. I went to the blacksmith and told him he should bang one side flat. It looked like that, with no hole of course. He did this and then I drilled a hole into it. To be sure that you make all the time the hole at the same place, you put the metal against something, you cut your piece of wood which is the right size, you put it there and like that, and then you pinch the wood, the metal first with something metallic hard, so you have a kind of hole, and then you drill into this hole, or into this pinch you pinched already. So like that you have all the time the same distance. I used a drilling machine like this to make the holes. It's a lot of drilling and you might want to have a machine like this. The holes are 10 millimeters wide, yeah, and the metal thick. It's about, like where the blacksmith makes it flat, it's about 3 millimeters. Now you want to drill the hole into the wood, so it's you can put the metal in, and so you get it more or less at the right place. I used this L-shaped metal, and on this I put on the struts to make the hole, and I used this piloting wood, which already a pre-drilled hole in it, so this hole would guide me, so I go straight in the wood on both sides, and not that on the left side it's sticking to the right, on the right side it's sticking to the left. So you need this L-shaped metal to guide your drill, as well the wood pieces to guide the drill. And what you have in between here is doesn't matter. It can be a wood, it's like this, or a wood like this, as long as it comes on the end to these 2 points. Yeah, one side I fixed with screws, and the other side I did with the clamp, so I could adjust it for all the different lengths of the struts. As you have seen on the calculator, each strut needs its own angle, and I have not made for each strut one separate angle, because it's all about around 7 to 5 degrees, so I made 4 main angles, like I did the H and the E and the F angles or struts. I choose one angle for them. So the angles you do best, you need to have a vise like this. Put the metal in there. So you put it in like this. I build on this stopper. It's all the time difficult for the first piece of metal, or for the first angle you want to do, to find the right position on where you screw this wood on. It's like a stopper, so you bang it, and then the wood would stop it at the right angle. It's a little thing to figure out all the time, and it takes quite some time. Then I had a wood piece which was cutted in the right angle of the metal, and I would all the time check each piece if it is correctly or not. Like if the angle would be now as that big, it's clearly too less bended, but the angles for the dome are much smaller and I don't have the wood anymore. So, but I guess you see like that what I mean. So on this way of building the dome, you don't need cut any angles to the wood. You need only to bend the angles of the reinforcing irons you have. So you have all the holes drilled into the wood, you have all metal pieces bended, and then you can take them and put in all the woods on one side, the metal in like this. The wood holes I drilled, they have been a bit bigger than the metal itself. I used 16 millimeters because I could only find 16 millimeters. Better would be 15. and make first one side, because this is now the step where you should become very exactly. On one side you put it all in, then you're gonna drill the pinhole. You put the pin in, which is like this. It's just a thinner reinforcement iron, like that. And when you have done the one side, you're gonna put in on the other side too, and then you need to have a wood board like this, and you measure the total length of your strut you need, and you drill a hole. I use the same drill bits for which I used to drill the holes into the metal. So you measure the distance, you pinch a hole first, and then you drill with these drill bits inside, so you get the really right distance. If you have this, you can put the other side in, and now it depends on how exactly you have drilled into the wood. If you have drilled too deep, the metal piece will be swimming, it will go too deep inside, or will go too much outside. So I used an old metal nail. I put it in here to hold it really good, and then I used the machine to drill down like this. Not all the time I have catched the metal while drilling, so I had sometimes to make 2 holes or even 3 to drill through the metal. Of each strut, check all the time if you have done it right, like check from hole to hole if it's the right distance, and then produce all the rest of the pieces. Cool, you have now prepared everything, all the struts. It's a lot of holes which you have drilled, 2100 holes, I believe, at least for this frequency which I have chosen for here. Anyway, then you can start building. It's very easy. You will find a assembling diagram on the website. You choose to calculate and just start build it up level by level, and as higher you get, as a bigger structure you need to climb on. I hope this video was any use to you, and I wish you luck by building your own geodome.